The Great Giana Sisters is a platform game developed by Time Warp Productions and published by Rainbow Arts in 1987. Three young upstarts working for German software house Rainbow Arts were tasked with making a Mario-esque platforming game. Manfred Trenz did the graphics, Chris Hülsbeck was on sound, and finally, the game itself was coded by Armin Gessert, and this was their debut release. For those not aware, according to several urban legends, Nintendo initiated a copyright infringement lawsuit against Time Warp Productions and Rainbow Arts because of similarities to its game Super Mario Bros. But there has never been such a lawsuit. Rather, Nintendo threatened the developers in a letter, but no lawsuit was filed. Probably not the greatest idea to stick "The Brothers Are History" onto the cover art. Time Warp Productions and Rainbow Arts immediately snuffed out the candle and stopped production, and at the same time the game began vanishing from stores. Needless to say, the rarity of the game has led to copies of it becoming super rare collector's items. So, Giana was just a normal little Fraulein dozing in her bed in Milano when her dreams took an unexpected turn. Transported into a strangely wonderful dream world of horizontally scrolling platforms, she found herself struggling to survive attacks of grumpy owls, disembodied eyes and vicious wasps. Fortunately, Giana can crush most of these monsters by jumping on them. Giana can destroy normal brick sections and uncover special ones which yield bonus diamonds. More diamonds can be collected by jumping on those floating in the sky and headbutting star bricks, and if 100 diamonds are collected, then you receive an extra life. Other objects which can be collected from star panels, which will give you dream bubbles to spit at the enemy, such as bouncing dream bubbles and homing dream bubbles. In addition, there are special items such as clocks which put creatures to sleep temporarily, smart bombs, and water drops which give temporary protection against fire, activated by pressing the spacebar. Each of the game's 32 levels have a time limit of 100 seconds, and should you fight your way through the monsters, successfully leaping all of the hazardous pits and deadly pools of water, a points bonus is awarded for the remaining time. If time runs out, you'll lose a life, along with all of those aforementioned dream weapons you may have collected. Not all of the pits are fatal, however, and some lead down to caves packed with diamonds, and only through experience and trial and error will you discover them. Another hidden feature is the presence of invisible blocks, which, if headbutted, warp you several levels forward. The only problem with warps is that you never get to experience the full game that way, so I always try to avoid these wherever possible. My mates who had the NES used to love showing me the warps on their Super Mario game, but I'd always argue that they were missing out on the game by doing that, which is true. I'd also tell them to chuck away your NES and get a Commodore 64, you bums. Never went down well. The Commodore version does feature some very nicely stylised graphics and awesome music from the extremely talented Chris Hülsbeck. The Amiga version, as seen here, has understandably sharper graphics, but I don't think it's much improved otherwise. On either machine, however, it's mega addictive, and the closest thing we ever got to be able to play as those Italian plumbers on our Commodore 64 or Amiga.
Me, Mario!
Incidentally, Time Warp Productions did begin developing a sequel, which was announced as Giana 2, Arthur and Martha in Future World, a new game with a futuristic setting. Due to the trouble caused by legal pressure coming from Nintendo, it was deemed too risky for the small developer to once again produce a game associated with the Giana Sisters brand. So they renamed the game Hard and Heavy, and changed the game's protagonists into robots rather than the Giana Sisters. Hard and Heavy was released on the Commodore 64, Amiga and Atari ST in 1989. I'll be sure to check that one out in a future video. Great Giana Sisters isn't just fun to play, it has nicely animated, cute sprites and strange backdrops which worked together perfectly to create a strange, dreamlike world. Some of the creatures and objects are really weird. Super Mario Bros. Fans won't find this particularly appealing, because they'll probably say
it's far more refined on the NES.
But for those who had this for their Commodore 64 back in good old 1987, Great Giana Sisters offered a fiendishly playable platform game that had them burning the midnight oil for weeks. I should know. I was one of them. Thanks for watching, guys. Did you own the Great Giana Sisters? And do you even actually have an original copy of the game? Hit the like button and please let me know in the comments section. Also, if you could send me your copy to PO Box 283, just messing. As always, a massive thank you for your support. And if you're loving the nostalgia, then subscribe to the channel and follow me on this epic journey, revisiting classic games just like this. Hopefully, I'll see you all in the next video. Until then, bye for now.